Now let us go for the second program, that is we need to find the roots of an quadratic equation. I think most of you have studied this in your basic mathematics, even in PUC also. The formula is minus b plus or minus root of b square minus 4ac by 2a. Okay, that is the formula. I will be showing how to execute this program, where we need to calculate the real roots as well as imaginary roots depending upon what will be the value of b. We'll see it. Firstly, we will create the structure as usual we did in our earlier program by providing the head, body, HTML tags, etc., which is mandatory, as you know. Now moving on to the main part, that is adding 3 input fields, one for each coefficient in a quadratic equation. We'll see one by one how to do it. We are using input. So the type 1 is number. What kind of input we are getting it? So there are 3 inputs as I told you. So we need to give the placeholder for first one. Similarly, we will doing it for the second one and third one. We will change the variable for them, that is A, B and C. So here we have read the 3 inputs as coefficient of A, coefficient of B, coefficient of C. Now after adding the inputs, we will add a button for it, which will be pressed when pressed will give the roots of quadratic equation. So we need to create a button. We are using button over here. Now the logic, what has to be done, we will write it in a script as we did in our earlier example. We will open the script. Then in this we again used to listen it for click event. We have done this click event in our earlier example also. Here also same thing. It is constant. We are taking button. So query selector is being done, and you see a class has been. You have to write a class which is in button. So that has to be called using dot button. The same thing we did in our earlier example also. So now what we need to write, after clicking that button, it has to give me the formula. As I told you, what is the formula? Minus b plus or minus root of b square minus 4ac by 2a. That has to be written. We'll see that one now. We need to listen those inputs, that is coefficient a, b, c, which we are giving as an input. We have to extract them first. We'll see how it has to be done. We are writing click and a function. So what function has to be written? So one important thing here, whatever input is being given, it will be in the form of string. So that has to be converted into number. So if I want to convert that into number, we have to write, you see, it's in constant a number. So we are reading it using document.query selector A, the first field, we are reading it here. Similarly, we need to write the class for it. As we did it for A, we have to do it for B as well as C. So whatever we are getting it, as I told you, it is in the form of, we have to convert it in the form of number. Now let's define variables. Let, as you know why we need to write let, as there should be variables. real 1, real 2, imaginary 1, imaginary 2. So these are the variables which we have declared. I think you know how to declare variables. Even in C language also you did it. Similarly, it is very similar here. Then we need to continue with the calculation. Now first let me calculate the part which is in the root, that is root of b square minus 4ac. Let me calculate it first by using this, that is b square minus 4ac. Now we can get two conditions out of this, whether it is positive or negative. So we will be writing two different part of code for it, if it is positive, if it is negative. First we'll see if root of is less than 0. If root of is less than 0, then this part has to be, that is real 1 is equal to minus b divided by 2a, and real 2 is same. And we'll find the imaginary roots. So there is a math function you might be knowing. Using math function, I am calling the square root function, math dot square root of, if it is less than 0, what we are taking, we have to do that one. So imaginary one, as I told you, it is math dot square root, we are getting it. Then the last I is the imaginary one, I. Similarly for imaginary 2, we are using same math function. Now we'll see for the positive part, if root of is greater than 0. Again we are taking the variable real 1 minus b, as you know, plus math dot square root. You see, for positive and negative, real 1 for positive, you see, minus b plus, and the below one is minus b minus. For imaginary, again we are finding two roots for imaginary. So if it is greater than 0, you won't get any imaginary over here. So that is it. Now to give the output of this calculated one, we need to use document.write statement to display your real and imaginary roots. So this is how you have to write it, document.write. So we are writing in, so whatever has to be displayed, we are writing it in quotes, root 1, colon is it's in quotes. So now after writing this document.write, we'll give different inputs, various inputs, and see the output. Let us try here. For coefficient A we are given 2, for coefficient B we are given 3, for coefficient C we are giving once again 3. Now get roots. We'll see what will be the output. You see we got root 1 and root 2. Now let us try for different inputs. The coefficient will give 2, 10 and 3 and check it out. You see we are getting root 1 and root 2. So this is our output. So by this we conclude our second experiment where we found the roots of an quadratic equation in using JavaScript.